What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and Joe Rogan, he got in trouble again. He had to just go open his mouth and speak some common sense is really what happened. And over the weekend, he kind of had a little bit of a rant on vaccine passports and how they're basically one step closer to authoritarianism, a dictatorship, however you want to call it. So I kind of want to just go through what he said, watch his video, the little clip of it, and just kind of break it down. What is he talking about? Where are we with it all? So let's go ahead and do that. Got the clip right here. This is the clip that Donald Trump Jr. had tweeted out, and just a whole bunch of other people saying, yes, preach it, brother. That's basically what this is. So let's go ahead and break it down.
You know, you can't work anymore unless you do what I say. That's essentially what a vaccine passport is.
Right.
You can't do what you want to do unless you do what I want you to do. I mean, Don Lemon was talking about that openly on CNN.
Yeah.
Don't have a vaccine? Can't go to the supermarket. Don't have a vaccine? Can't go to work. Like,
it's so strange that people want to say things like that. Like, that's the thing that blows me away. Why do people want to?
Because they're dumb.
They're dumb. Right?
They're dumb. They don't understand history. They don't.
Now, calling them dumb is a little harsh. I would say they're freaking idiots. That's how I would describe it. No, he's absolutely right. That's what this is. And for those of you who don't know who Don Lemon is, he's a CNN commentator. Just a real... Him and Chris Cuomo. Just the absolute... They speak so much vitriol and hate from their shows. Don Lemon, I hate what he talks about. It's just... Yeah, anyway, that's not what this video is about.
They don't understand human beings. They don't understand human nature. They don't understand the history of every single country that's ever existed other than the United States. Up until 1776, every fucking country that has ever existed was run by dictators.
Right.
All of them. This is the first one where you had elected officials. This is the first experiment in self-government that actually worked, and it created the greatest superpower the world's ever known. It created the greatest cultural machine, the greatest machine of art and creativity and innovation right fucking here. And how did it do that? It did it through freedom. Because when you give people freedom, you let people do whatever the fuck they want to do, they actually find ways to succeed and grow and thrive. But as soon as you put the boots to them, as soon as you take...
That's I want to just point that out. That's exactly what this is. Okay, like the United States is slipping into this transgress, where you go backwards, as in, it's like people don't understand. The whole reason this country is where it is today is because of what it has done in the past with... Joe nails it here with freedom. Freedom is what gives exceptionalism. It's what makes things bigger and greater and better. That's what freedom does. Controlling people diminishes creativity. It diminishes freedom. And what he's talking about with the whole dictatorships, that's all we've ever known, really. When you go back to the greatest empires of history, that's all they were. That's all they've ever been. And it wasn't until literally America, the United States, where this idea of personal freedom came into play. And I read John Locke's book, the Treaty of Two Governments, I think is what it's called. And that's literally where this, I don't want to give all the credit to John Locke as in where that idea came from, but he really nailed it down. And that is one of the blueprints that was used to develop this nation of free individuals. And that's what has created what we have today. And it's like, how do people not recognize everything that we've been doing has brought us to here? Why would you stop doing what you were doing and go to old methods of government to, I don't know, to bring about better results? Like, how does that work? Anyway, let's continue.
Tell them, you have to do this or you can't do that. You have to listen to me. Now you have a mini dictator. You have one step away from a king. You have a one step closer. You're moving one step closer to dictatorship. That's what the fuck is happening. That's what's going to happen with a vaccine passport. That's what's going to happen if they close borders. You can't enter New York City unless you have your papers. You can't go to here unless you have that. You can't get on a plane unless you do what I say. And people say, whoa, it's all about protecting people from the... No, it's not. It's not, because we've shown this is a fact. Just a couple of months ago, the idea of a breakthrough case was unheard of. Nobody heard of anybody catching COVID that had a vaccine, right? That was the whole idea. You get a vaccine, you don't have to worry about it. Now we know not only do you get it, but you can spread it. And some people have died. Apparently, it's a small number. I don't know what the numbers are, but I know that most people who get vaccinated, when they do have the disease, they have a better time of it than the people who are unvaccinated. But where are the people out there calling for people to get healthy? Where are the people out there calling for people to lose weight? 78% of the people in the ICU for COVID are obese. 78%.
All right, and that's the end of the clip. That's exactly what it is. Like, I'm not here to try and spread, I don't want to say those two words together because it might get flagged here on YouTube. But, the conspiring to create some kind of theory. I don't want to get into that area, but here's the thing. Government and people, they're constantly at war with each other. There's an enmity between the two, and government is always at a constant battle to take over the people, the populace. And that's where libertarians come in and say, basically, the government should only be used to build roads and the military power. Then that's it. That's all the government should ever be. An absolute limited government and small government where the people are just completely free. But that's the problem, is that government is completely, it is in its nature to take as much as it can from the people, because the government should fear its people. Because if the government can control its people, then there is no freedom. Plain and simple. This whole idea of, I don't even know, can I say that? Those two words together, vaccine passport, whatever, is control. That's exactly what it is. And it's a violation. It's a violation of rights, first off. And it's a complete, it's kind of Jim Crow laws creeping back in, just under a new, a new set of clothes, I guess. The government is always going to try and take as many of your rights as it can. That's its job, basically. And we are in a constant battle to always beat it back and put the government back in its place. That's our war as a country. And yeah, he's got a great point there at the end of obese people. 78% of obese people in the ICU with COVID, or 78% of the people in the ICU with COVID are obese. That's America's biggest health epidemic, is obesity. People start getting in shape, cases are going to go down. Plain and simple. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like this video, please go down and like it. If you have not yet already, please subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you guys think of, vaccine passports and businesses? I mean, you got businesses in New York. I mean, New York is almost at a dictatorship right now of, if you don't have papers, Literally, if you don't have papers, even though you're an American citizen, if you don't have papers, you can't enter New York without a vaccine passport. That is, if that is not dictatorship, I don't know what is. Businesses, you can't go into, it's, I don't know if it's law now, but I know there are some businesses where if you don't have a vaccine passport, which is, I hate that name so much, a vaccine passport, as if it's a freedom you're granted. Government doesn't grant you freedoms, people. Government, that's not government's job. Government doesn't grant you freedoms. You grant yourself freedoms. Government protects those freedoms. That's the video. And as always, guys, peace out.